All right, y'all. We back with another one, man. Y'all already know what's going on. All right. Now, check this out. Pretty interesting video. So, y'all remember a couple videos back, I did a video reacting to one of the Charleston White clips where he was on Vlad TV, right? First interview he's done with Vlad in about 5 years. Now, another piece of that interview popped up on my channel, and it was of him talking about Takeoff. And there was a specific clip that they played inside of that interview that Vlad tossed in, as context for what Charleston White was talking about. And it was back in 2022 when Takeoff first died. And Charleston White had released an audio to the internet of him talking to like one of the older scammer guys with the dice game in Texas, right? So the older scamming guy, he was at the event that night, that Jay Prince Jr. threw and all that stuff, right? And he gets to describing the moment of Takeoff, about to die. He described how numb he was. He described how quiet he was, which we know Takeoff was the quiet one. But when y'all hear this clip, there's something about it. There's something a little bit deeper than Takeoff just being quiet, because he noticed other things about Takeoff that was just very weird. And they were kind of describing it as someone's spirit knowing that they're about to die. And I was almost thinking about it in a different way, which I'm going to get into in a second. But I'm going to play the Vlad TV clip. As y'all know, I'm going to have to cover this up. He just released this yesterday. Like this part of the clip, y'all know he posts multiple parts of the interview. But I'm going to have to cover this up because of copyright. But I want to get into this a little bit with the whole Takeoff thing. And I also want to read y'all a very interesting article from March of this year about the guy who's accused of firing the bullet that killed Takeoff and some of the red flags in the case, because we know the trial is set to start in November. Check this out, y'all.
I had Dogface on here recently. He said that Jay Prince Jr. is the worst thing that ever happened to Texas.
Jay Prince Jr. is, yeah.
He's the worst thing that ever happened to the culture. All this shit about Vlad and academics and all that shit. This motherfucker right here, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's the worst thing that ever happened to the state of Texas, and he's the worst thing that ever happened to the culture, man. He adds nothing to it. He enhances nothing to it. He has no real viable role in it. He's living off his father's reputation. Jay Prince Jr. has to be canceled.
And look, shout out to Willie D, a good friend of mine from the Ghetto Boys. He's dealt with Jay Prince
I got a lot of respect for Willie D.
And I think this whole Jay Prince fearsome figure worked really well in the 80s and the 90s.
I'm one of the first people in Texas to put, man, fuck Jay Prince, Mob Tie, they ain't no motherfucking mob. Because I know that. Because I know all the guys. I know the old man Pops, man, Weasel. Man, he born in the 1940s. Spent 33 years in the feds. Man, they moved dope all, man. They don't know nothing about no Jay Prince. These guys went to the military, fought in Vietnam, came home and fought police. So, man, those guys, older guys, he's big to Fifth Ward. He's big to Fifth Ward, but if you go to the Southwest side, there's no people fearing him. He don't have any power. He's never had any power in Texas.
Well, all I'm saying is this whole being feared, having power.
The boogeyman.
That doesn't really work too well in this day and age where there's cameras everywhere and so forth. I remember Dogface went into this whole thing about how if you look at all the people that have gotten shot, they all thought they were cool with Jay Prince and Mob Ties and Jay Prince Jr. They all were checking in. They all thought they were cool. And they got into situations with him while being cool with him. Like all the NBA dudes.
I have a video that I released the day after Takeoff's death. The guy who was sent to shoot the bad dice on them.
DJ Pat?
No.
Well, DJ Pat is the shooter.
Yeah. The guy who they use, the old nigga who gambled to shoot the bad dice on the rappers to come to town.
Huh.
He go all over the country.
So these are bad dice. These are loaded dice is what you're saying.
He's an expert, old nigga in it. I secretly recorded him and I shouldn't.
Now, y'all see what he just said, right? The title of this clip is Takeoff was set up by a guy with loaded dice before he got killed. So a lot of people say, and still say, Takeoff wasn't actually gambling. He was just standing around it, right? I don't know. Don't know the full thing of what Takeoff was doing. But they were completely right. We've talked about J. Prince Jr. We just talked about him not too long ago with that whole NBA Ben 10, NBA Youngboy, All-Star JR situation because he a clown. Remember, I did the video of him like calling this girl the B word in front of other people, just being a clown, a complete clown. There's nothing but death, money and death and demons surrounding J. Prince Jr., right? And this was one of the biggest things that put him on the map as far as people just die around him. You know what I'm saying? But check this out. This is crazy, y'all.
Okay.
Him calling me the day after that, hysteria, describing that night, that scene, or what it was like before Takeoff. And I released it on social media.
Oh, so this audio's out there.
Yeah, it's all out
All
there.
right, so we'll cut, play a little bit of it.
What they were shooting, thousands? Everybody in front of 1,000 pieces, like 20 motherfuckers. I ain't worried about no motherfucker that beat me. How they gonna beat me? But let they rob me. That's the only way they can win. Boy, you in there shooting hard. Man, there ain't no motherfucker that gonna beat me bowling, not enough. I already know. So when they get through bowling, they start shooting dice. Right? Yeah. So the Quavo, he's an arrogant little motherfucker. Shit talking little motherfucker. Now actually, he has to word of one of the rap niggas. Yeah. On the cool, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm calling looking at and listening to the media. Yeah, it started over a dice game and a fight, altercation went down outside. But, that's a goddamn lie. That boy, Charleston, you know how you ever met somebody right before they died and it's like they there, but they ain't there? Yeah. That man was there physically, but spiritually and mentally, he wasn't there. It was his time. Exactly.
I want y'all to listen.
You know what I'm saying? Say, man, the man sitting beside my old lady, right? Yeah. The man's glass is empty. Ain't no alcohol in it. Empty. We counted that boy turned that goddamn glass up 5 consecutive times, man. He didn't sit it up like, what the f*** ain't that in the motherfucker? He kept sipping on the cup like it was something in there. Like it was something in it. He picked up that bottle. He just rolled that bitch and took off. His mouth, like he wasn't even there, man. Listen, he didn't say nothing to nobody. He didn't bother nobody. He was all to himself, like he was waiting to go. Like he was waiting to go, bro. He never came to that fucking dice table. Never took a bit. Never even walked over there. You know what I'm saying? Like I watched the man. Like I'm like, damn, what's up with him? Say, man, that man ain't saying 2 words to a motherfucker now, man. Like he was in a whole nother dimension. Boy, you done arrested my spirit with this one.
Y'all heard it. He said it was like he was in a whole nother dimension. Now, I could have went with the thing about how he said in the beginning. You ever meet someone right before they die? Physically, they're there. Mentally, spiritually, they're not there. I could have went with that. But he said Takeoff was sipping out of a cup with nothing in it. Mind y'all, Charleston recorded that phone call, unbeknownst to the person who was talking. He said Buddy was sent there to take money, loaded dice. So you're not leaving there up. You leaving there, I'm leaving with your bread. No one comes in and wins. We always taking the money. He said Takeoff sipped out of a cup, and you could hear his wife or whatever in the background confirming it 5 times with nothing in it. Said he never gambled, never walked up to the table, nothing. Said the man looked like he was in another dimension. Now, we know that Takeoff was the quiet one, but it also made me think about, y'all remember P Mom, remember QC and the dude P, the chubby dude. Remember that viral clip of his mom, like they had to sacrifice the innocent one. You know, not just innocent, obviously he was in the industry, but the one that didn't do nothing to nobody, didn't get involved in nothing, the one that they dearly loved, who you think Offset or Quavo, I don't want nothing to happen to nobody. I don't wish that on no human, you know what I'm saying? But you think something like that would have happened to one of them or Offset or something.
So you better know this. They come for what is pure. They come for the one that's got the love. Okay? But when I tell you, your enemies always be close.
You never would have thought Takeoff. So in my mind, when I heard that, I said, damn, he was doing shit like that. Imagine you looking at somebody sipping out of a cup and you can see ain't nothing in the cup and he keeps sipping out of it like something in there. So for someone to notice that means the presence was very thick. You know what I'm saying? Something was going on with him. Obviously, he died minutes, an hour or two later, couple hours later. But it raises the question, did he know he was going to die? Did he know he was finna be sacrificed? Did he know his time was up? You know what I'm saying? Something just don't sit right to me about that. Like, I know that people say, they experienced people who was about to die. They were weird. They weren't themselves. I know that. We know that. I mean, the spirit is going to tell you naturally. But something don't sit right about that. You telling me, he was sitting there sipping out of a cup 5 times and wasn't nothing in it? He was that gone? Spiritually, mentally, he said he seemed like he was in another dimension. Something crazy about that, y'all. Something crazy about that. Let's finish the clip and we'll get into the article.
But in this audio, he talks about how quiet Takeoff was. It was real. It was very surreal. The family got to hear it. Yeah, he died at the hands of somebody else because of somebody else. And it was a setup. They was held there. Like almost kidnapped to be brought there. So this the nigga they call. If same with the jeweler nigga. This the old nigga they go come in, look like he worked on the job. Yeah, he go come in, shoot them bad dice on you. That's their game. That's why they so big in gambling. They're gonna bring you to a gambling game that's set up with bad dice. You're out of town, you in their city. That's why you don't never hear about no nigga who go get with them, win the money.
Think about this for a second. 2/3 of the Migos have been shot over dice games.
Nobody who goes and gamble with Jay Prince, no rapper, no celebrity, no basketball player, have never left a winner. You've never heard a report of anybody. He's like Big U was when he had to. Everybody leaves losing when you go check in and connect with them.
Straight demons, y'all. Setting up. Now, he said, y'all, we can't skip over the fact. He said they was basically trapped, set up, and forced to the dice game. You in they city, you want to be cool, you want to mob tie this, mob tie that. He said these folks was kidnapped and forced to stay there and take part in the dice game. We can't skip over that. He ain't say that in no joking manner. So if they was set up, forced to be there, basically forced to gamble in a losing game that you was gonna lose in the first place, what makes us think Takeoff Death wasn't set up? Very crazy. Now the latest update on the case is the guy who supposedly is responsible, this guy right here, Patrick Clark. The latest update is that he switched out his lawyers for some high-profile defense attorneys as the trial approaches in November. So now he has a high-profile defense team, which is more than likely paid for by the Prince family and so on. He replaced his attorney, Letitia Hollins, with Houston defense lawyer Kent Schaefer. So the trial is set to happen still in November of this year, right? Now, what I thought was interesting, this article says murder of Migos rapper Takeoff at Houston bowling alley among nearly 400 cases flagged for forensic failures. right? So it says, it was discovered that a terminated forensic analyst for the Houston Forensic Science Center is at the center of a complex legal saga involving 392 Brady notices from the Harris County District Attorney's Office. Within the notice is a chain of custody issue in the case of Patrick Clark, who stands accused of killing Kirshnik Kari Ball, better known as the Migos rapper Takeoff. Now, it says we go out of our way to file Brady notifications when necessary. This case is one of the 392 pending Houston Forensic Science Center cases in which we are issuing such notices. Takeoff's case is a part of a Brady notice of mishandling forensic evidence, right? So the defense attorney and former Harris County prosecutor, Rick DeToto, says a Brady notice is the prosecutor letting us know that there is something that tends to show our client is not guilty or can be used for impeachment of a witness. DeToto shares that a Brady notice is different than a Brady violation. The violation comes when the prosecutor's office doesn't share evidence favorable to the accused. Takeoff was shot to death after a private party hosted by Jay Prince Jr., the son of Rap-A-Lot founder Jay Prince, at the bowling alley in downtown Houston during the early hours of November 1st, 2022. Investigators said the shooting erupted after a dice game where Takeoff's uncle, Quavo, got into an argument with those playing the game. Now, we already know these stories, right? This was Patrick Clark back in 2022. This was the other guy, Cameron, who they thought did it at first, but he's charged with unlawful possession of a weapon. The guy, Pat Clark, is getting the murder charge. We cannot forget that Pat Clark, he was 33 years old at the time that this happened. If I'm not mistaken, right? He was 33 in 2022. So we already, we know what's going on, right? So it says the revelation of a Brady notice in Clark's case unveils a troubling sequence of events. In April 2023, forensic analyst Rochelle Austin noticed results involving a man's DNA didn't come back the way it was supposed to, and that a possible switch had occurred. What kind of switch? Investigations confirmed the mishandling of samples during Austin's time at office. A chain of custody mix-up on a proficiency test sample. So think about that, y'all. It was determined that Austin had processed the wrong sample after neglecting to carry out a thorough initial sample verification, a step required by HFSC in order to prevent the processing of incorrect samples. So they're probably, it sounds like they're talking about DNA, right? Austin was terminated 20 days later. She worked for HFSC for a little less than 5 years. With Austin's termination casting a shadow over numerous cases, prosecutors in Harris County are trying to figure out how to move forward with their cases, y'all. So we're talking about DNA samples that are being screwed up, processed wrong, switched out, all kind of stuff. They have 392 notices, and Takeoff's case is a part of that 392. So this could be huge for the trial. And it sounds like this person was bought, sound like this person ain't working for Houston Forensic Science. It sounds like they're working for somebody else. And that's just something to note, because there is a small chance that this may mess with the case. Not sure, but it's worth noting, y'all. And Takeoff will be, and still will be one of the craziest deaths, sacrifices, I believe, in recent, history with the music industry, so on and so on, man. Insane. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this one. Had to bring this video, the clip from Charleston White that he recorded. Crazy, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Was Takeoff spiritually aware, or did he really know he was about to die? That being said, y'all, Black Balloon, and I'm gonna see y'all soon. All right, I'm out.